Hello, this is Heidi Meyers, immigration attorney. Today we're going to talk about the new rules in 2022 for F-1 students coming to the United States. So in the past, F-1 students had to show that their intention in coming to the United States was only temporary, that they were only here for a very limited period of time, and that they had ties in their home country so that they would return to their home country at the end of their stay here. So for example, they would have to show that they had property, that they had a job, that they had business interests, that maybe they had a spouse or children, which is a very difficult standard to show for a young person who's single, often unemployed, living with mom and dad. So the Biden administration recently changed the standard for showing non-immigrant intent, that is, their temporary intention for F-1 students. So the Foreign Affairs Manual, which is what the State Department uses to adjudicate student visas, has been changed. So the Foreign Affairs Manual recognizes that the residence abroad requirement for student visas is inherently different from that for, say, typical B visas, visitors for business or pleasure. The natural circumstances of being a student do not disqualify the student from getting a visa. So the government is now recognizing that it's normal for students to not have spouse and children, not have a job, to be single, to be living at home with their parents. And it also acknowledges that the ties to the home country are typically weakly held by the student because they're at the stage of life where they're still trying to figure out what they want to do. They still don't know what their plans are for the future. So it's a very positive development in that it recognizes that students are in different circumstances from the usual, say, B visitor or other non-immigrant visitor who has to show very strong ties to the home country. And it recognizes that students usually stay much longer in the United States because they have to complete their program of study. If they're here for their bachelor's, they're here for 4 years, or if they're here for their bachelor's, they might continue on to their master's for 6 years. So typically, students are in the United States for a much longer period of time than other non-immigrant visitors, and they might not know what their plans for the future are, that's totally normal, and it should not prevent them from getting the student visa. Additionally, another great point in the Foreign Affairs Manual that's new is that the fact that the degree that the student is seeking is not necessarily useful in the home country should not be a basis for disqualifying them for a visa. Or even if it doesn't seem to have any practical application at all, it should not disqualify them from getting a visa. And they use some examples like, what examples did they use? Say Greek literature, it doesn't seem to have a practical application, or if in their home country there's no future for nuclear engineering, that should not be a basis to deny their visa. Anyway, it still can be quite difficult to get a student visa. You still do have to show that your current intention is temporary and you're not going to stay permanently in the United States. And in terms of the consular officers actually following the Foreign Affairs Manual, unfortunately, there have been reports that the consular officers are not following the Foreign Affairs Manual, and they are continuing to apply that much stricter burden on students of proving the non-immigrant intent. So if you are a young person, if you are a student, and you are applying for an F-1 visa to come to the United States to study at a college or university, it's best to contact an immigration attorney to help you prepare and apply for the visa. All right, this is Heidi Meyers, immigration attorney, 11 Broadway, Suite 925, New York, New York. My email is heidimeyerslaw@gmail.com, and our number is 212-791-4007 or 646-508-5225. Our contact information is in the comments below. We are conveniently located by Battery Park in Lower Manhattan, by the Wall Street Bull and the Museum of the American Indian, or you can also meet with us online over Zoom, Google Meet, or Skype. Again, my name is Heidi Meyers, and don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you and have a good day. Bye-bye.